From Denver, Colorado, the author of Fixing You Back Pain, Rick Olderman. You can join him at fixingyouBooks.com. And, by the way, you can also take a listen to him at latenighthealth.com. Just look under Rick, under our guest tab. By the way, during hour 2, I mentioned we're going to be speaking with a brain coach. Not exactly sure what that is, but we will find out. She's written a book that's about to come out, 7 Ways to Help Your Brain Help Yourself, coming out this year in 2015. All right. We have Rick Olderman. We are talking about accidents and neck pain. I was in a car accident 6 weeks ago. Rick, after all this time, 6 weeks, shouldn't I be okay without any therapy?
Well, in a perfect world, yeah. But in reality, what often happens is that we have issues with our body that we're not aware of before we get into an accident. And in terms of neck pain and headaches, typically what's happening is that the shoulder girdles are resting just a little bit too low, or they're not working optimally. And during most of the day, that's fine because we're not really stressing that system. But when you get into an accident, it exposes that vulnerability that you've had. And the muscles that position the shoulder blade go into spasm. And a lot of those muscles are big muscles. They're really big. And they tend to pull the shoulder blades down, which then stresses the neck because of those connections we were talking about before.
Wow. And it can take so without therapy, it could last forever.
Yes, it could. In fact, one of the very first patients I figured this system out with had migraines for 15 years after back-to-back auto accident. And she had been to everyone, and it had been going on for that long until we figured out that it was her shoulder blades that were the culprit, and it wasn't her neck at all. And she was, cured within a few days after we figured out the shoulder girdle issue.
Gee, it's interesting as I'm sitting here thinking, I'm trying to isolate pain in my neck, my back, and my shoulders. And I do have not necessarily pain, but I have a lot of stress and tightness in my shoulder blades. I've been trying to get Daryl to come back and, massage, but
not going to happen.
No, not happening at all. And I think that would help me a great deal. Would you say that is massage a good thing to do in this case?
Massage would be a very good thing to do. But if we don't fix the pattern of contraction of those shoulder girdle depressors, the pain will keep coming back. So even though it's a relaxing thing to do, it may not always be a corrective thing.
And what about reduction of pain?
What about resumption of pain?
No, reduction of pain through massage.
Oh, yeah. The massage, because it relaxes the system, it will reduce the pain. But if that pain keeps coming back, it's telling us that there is another issue at work here that's continually re-energizing that system. And typically, in the case of neck pain and headache, the system is that the shoulder girdles are not resting or moving correctly.
Got it.
And or that we're using our shoulder blades to fix our posture, like what we talked about in the earlier segment. There's lots of reasons that this can be happening.
It occurred to me that I know a lot of people who have who get headaches quite a bit. Daryl, are you a headache sufferer on a regular basis?
No.
No, and our friend Josh says he's never had one.
He lies.
Well, there's a difference, and I know what you're thinking. But my point is that there are people who have lots of headaches. I get them occasionally, every couple of weeks, and most of the time they're from stress, and I know that. And I've been walking every day for at least a half hour for I think 7 days, and I do feel better. I really do. A couple of those days I walked with my wife, and I have to walk slower. You both know that my wife is smaller.
A height challenge.
Yeah. Well, so am I. But that's why we're perfect. We fit. But I do walk faster than she does. And today I did 10 minutes longer, 15 minutes longer than we've been walking and did further in about the same time.
Do you carry your cell phone?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen you do cell phone aerobics.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
I have done that too. But I didn't today. Did I? I don't remember. Anyway. So with somebody who has frequent headaches, should they look at their shoulders?
Yes, definitely. And this is if you've had frequent headaches, and I consider a headache every couple of weeks frequent. If you have frequent headaches, it's telling us that there's a systemic issue going on at work prior to the accident, and that the accident has exposed that system, because it's not a natural condition to have headaches every 2 weeks. Now, the connection between stress and headaches is that have you ever heard of fascia in our body? Have you ever heard of that term before?
No.
Okay, so fascia is connective tissue in our body.
Right.
And it holds everything together. And so when we are stressed, that fascia becomes energized. And there is a chemical that circulates in our bloodstream that makes the fascia contract.
And causes the pain.
And it causes contraction of those muscles and pain. Yeah.
We are out of time. We'll be back next week, and Rick and I will maybe be joined with somebody. We think either Chaim, Marie, we have so many. Diane may be better. We'll see. Rick, thank you very much. If you want more information on Rick, look us up at latenighthealth.com and look under Rick under our guest and contributor tabs, and you'll be able to see his picture, learn about his books, and get a link to his website. All right, coming up next, Dr. Greg Saleh is going to talk about autoimmune disease and what it is. Don't go away. More coming up on Late Night Health, and join us at latenighthealth.com.